Ooh. All right, y'all, come on back in. All right, we're back. We got it. We got it going. Okay, we're back. We got it going.
It worked! Yay!
Production. I just don't know. What's going on, sis?
Hey, not much. Just
You
sitting
look
here.
so good.
Thank you. I'm tired. I've been traveling today.
Really? So did you? So you came back from Kentucky State today, right?
Yeah, just got home maybe an hour ago.
Okay. Well, listen. I'm so honored that as soon as you got home, you took out time to be on my show. I'm gonna do all the editing and stuff later. But do me one favor, Angela, hit that share button one time so all your followers can know that you're on Real Talk with your boy
Okay.
Noland Pruitt. Okay?
I did it. I did it the first time. So did that one end? I have to do it again?
Yeah. So that one I had to cut that one off. So we have to. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, give me
Yeah.
1 second.
I miss you too, Miss Reynolds. What's going on? Hey, Justin. Hey, Matthew. Y'all hit that share button that's coming in. Real Talk, I'm doing a special edition because I have my guests, my family on here. Angela Birchett is on here. And I just wanted to interview her and talk to her while she could be on a good time for her schedule. Amen? Amen. So, let me say, how are you doing? Tell us how you doing. Before we get into the movie, where is your headspace right now in life and how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm just so busy with lots of things. Because we filmed the movie a little while, a couple months ago now,
Right.
beginning of the year. But once that's over, it's back to the grind. So I've been back. Kind of the minute I got back, I was kind of back in grind mode because right now it's pilot season. So,
Yeah.
and I actually was kind of late to pilot season because the filming kind of started. Um, Pilot season started while filming was going on. So I'm kind of playing catch up, but I needed new headshots and all that jazz. So it's just been crazy. And then to add on to it, the announcement.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of knew it was gonna be crazy, but the last couple of days have just been nuts. Like I can't even get back to everybody to say thank you and I got your messages because it's just so many. It's so many.
Well, do me a favor, Angela, right here on Real Talk with your boy Noland Pruitt. Tell everybody thank you for the love, support. You can do it right here.
I sure can. So everyone that has been engaging with me on Instagram, Facebook, you sent me messages, you've shared the posts, you've commented. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for your love, your support, your kind words, all the things. So
Right.
thank you. I can't say it enough, and I know I'll continue to say it as the process goes on with as we get closer to the movie airing.
So let me go ahead and just go ahead and get into it. So my girl from Glee, what is her name? That was on the TV show Glee.
Oh, Amber Riley.
Yeah, Amber Riley. So Amber Riley speaks a lot of pilot season. Can you give us an insight of people who watching who do not know what that kind of means and all that entails?
So pilot season is where networks, now new things, streaming services like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, that all have original programming. They're
Right.
Excuse me, networks, all these places are all trying to get new series, new programs, new movies, new everything up and running. And so they have to shoot a pilot first for the networks or the streaming services to decide if they want to buy
Got it.
a season. So it's a big time for actors because this is where you can, start at the ground floor of something that could be amazing.
Yeah.
And it gets you out there. It's a coveted time of year. Everybody wants to book a pilot or, book a series regular on something that maybe is already existing that they're trying to pick up the next season. Pilot season happens in LA and New York. I live in New York, so so far I've been going on tape for a lot of things because of some of the things I've been auditioning for are being cast out of LA or just not cast in New York. So it could happen. It could be different, come from different places, but that's, this is the time of year when that happens.
So from an upcoming actor to an established actor as yourself, so for me, would I have to get representation to get me into the pilot season, or can you shop yourself?
Typically you do need representation.
Okay.
There are people that have built relationships with casting directors and networks on their own. It's not that common, but people do that. But 97% of the time,
you're gonna need some representation.
Castings, these solicitations only go out to reps. Yeah. So it never is in a space where a person without a rep would even know about it. Got it. Yeah. So okay. You definitely have to have an agent and or a manager that has their ear to the ground and has relationships with casting, so that when they do submit you to the casting that you get an appointment and you're asked to go on tape or you're asked to come in or whatever.
I see you guys coming in. Y'all hit that share button one time. I have the beautiful, the lovely, the talented Miss Angela Birchett with me, and I'm so excited to have her for a couple of reasons. And we get ready to get into the reasons why I'm excited. Y'all stick with us for the next 15 minutes. I know I have an event to go to. She probably has somewhere to go sing, to paint the walls off paint off the walls somewhere. So we have just 15 minutes that we're gonna talk, and y'all stick with us, okay? So let's get into where do you come from. Now I know a little bit about you, of course, because you are CC's finest. You are old head, but tell my viewers who will watch now and watch later, where did it start for you and where do you come from in the musical sense or just a regular sense?
Well, I'm originally from Detroit.
Okay.
I grew up in church. I grew up at a church called Greater Grace Temple. So all the saints, y'all know, we didn't play. Church was saved for real. We holiness.
Right.
And I started there. I honestly, it sounds cliche, but I really did start singing in the church. I have two younger sisters. I'm the oldest of three. Yeah. And my father, he, basically groomed us for greatness. He would not accept anything less. So really it started with my father. And then once we, got old enough to be involved in church, that's when, the church found out we could sing. And then they just, it went from there. But yeah, I grew up in church, but I also starting in high school, I sang in a classical choir. So that was kind of where I found, there's other styles, besides gospel music.
Right.
And from there, I went on to Kentucky State and sang in concert choir.
Of course.
And learned, I had an amazing voice teacher, Andrew Smith, who has since passed on, but years, and most people that know me wouldn't even believe this, but I only sang opera. Like I completely stopped singing church music, gospel music, R&B, everything. And
because we were kind of taught, not to interrupt, but we were kind of taught that that's very damaging.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dr. Hicks, Lori Hicks, who's the chair of Fine Arts and Humanities now at our alma mater, we were just having a conversation about how that really isn't true. It's just that our instructors are limited because it's technique. It's not a technique to opera. It's a technique that you can extrapolate across any genre.
Yeah.
But when you have a voice teacher that only sings opera,
that's right.
Then they can only give you what they have. They can't give you what they don't have. So she definitely and I love this, that she's in the process of figuring out how to bring in more instructors and faculty that are more versed, because you shouldn't be telling church kids who've been in church and some of them minister music at their own church. You can't tell them they've got to stop. They want to be on Broadway. You gotta help them learn how to adapt so that they can sing those styles. But anyway, it's my world kind of opened up when I got to Kentucky State, but we didn't have a lot of that. So I did a lot of researching, and I started finding out about summer stock and theater, and it just kind of went from there. And that was kind of my early beginnings of finding out what I really wanted to do and to explore different genres and can I have a career in music that's not church music? Because I
Yeah.
also I wasn't sure that I saw myself as like a gospel recording artist. I love
Right.
singing gospel music, but I love other things too. And I just couldn't see myself just doing that.
Yeah. I get it. And with your voice, so let's fast forward. You went to Kentucky State under the tutelage of our heart, Dr. Carl Henry Smith.
Yes.
And so from there, did Mr. Smith, your vocal coach, or did Dr. Carl Smith? When did it click that, hey, I'm getting ready to go to New York? Because I remember guys watching on the show when I became of knowledge of Angela, it was New York. And so what was that just said, hey, I'm going to New York. I'm going for Broadway. This is what I'm going to do. When did that happen for you?
It actually happened as I was graduating.
Yeah.
I was in my junior year, and that's when I kind of start going on the internet and just researching, and all of this stuff opened up to me. But the seed had kind of been sown when we would go on our college tours in the spring, and we would perform, and we got to go to New York, and we got to see a Broadway show. The very first show I ever saw was Lion King, and I saw it the year it hadn't even been open a year, because that was my freshman year in college. And coincidentally, last Saturday I went and saw it with a friend of mine, and I have tons of friends in the show, and a friend of mine was going on for Scar, and so I wanted to go see it. I said, wow, what a full circle that, like, I saw this. It wasn't even in the same theater. It's in the Minskoff now. It was in the big one that's right in Times Square. They moved it. But anyway, that was the turning point. And then I just started researching, because I knew I wasn't gonna get they didn't have it to give me, because they were very much about the classical world, and being an educator, a music educator, and like that's kind of the only real job you could have if you studied music. So really it happened for me once I decided that I was going to finish my student teaching and finish my degree, but I was going to do summer stock in the summers and just start taking class and going to watch plays and watch musicals. And then eventually I was in Detroit for a little while, and then I said, I'm moving. And I literally just packed up my car, drove it 13 years ago here, and never went back.
Hi, everybody that's coming in.
I'm so sorry.
Mr. Chambers, the old band teacher, of course, he's from Henderson, Kentucky. His wife just said hello. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm talking to the movie star herself, which her movie will be and they release when the movie releases.
Right now, the latest I've heard is January of next year. The movie will come out.
January of next year on Lifetime. Okay,
we got a long time to wait. I know it's kind of a big tease to tell everybody so early, but
people
everybody's excited.
Listen, we're about to get into these singing videos, but it is a big tease. Okay, because people are going in on these videos. But listen, so you move to New York, and people don't understand that you have literally, because I was just talking to someone today. People always become envious who don't have God in them or don't have the right spirit of somebody, but they never stop to really think about the struggle and their story. And I'm not trying to say your experience has been a struggle, and it may have, but people don't realize that New York, you have been working in New York and working at this for how many years, you would say, Angela?
I mean, the whole time that I moved there in January 2006.
See?
So I've been there, what is that, 13 years now?
13 years, yeah.
It took 10 years for me to book a Broadway show. I had gotten close for a few. And I had seen probably a couple dozen of my friends that started with me, that started after me in New York, all booking Broadway shows.
Mm-hmm.
And I never felt any type of way about it, because I've always felt like whenever I see somebody attain something like that, it feels like I did it, because I know what they had to go through and the work they've done and the dues they paid. So I didn't care. I wasn't mad at all. Like, I didn't care when. I just wanted it to happen.
Right.
It took 10 years. Like, that's saying, not that I'm in this category, but I'm just saying, when someone new, like, blows up, like a movie star, TV star, they're new to you. They've been in the business, 10 years at least, 20 years. So, people think it's some overnight thing, or like if stuff is happening, back to back, they think, oh my God, all of a sudden she's just hitting all these. No, this was years of no, 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 no. You're not small enough. You're not dark enough. You're too black. You don't dance well enough. You're not old enough. You're not young enough. It's too many girls ahead of you. That, all these things that people
tell the truth, Angela.
It's the way it is, and I think people need to share that part of the story more, because not because they for any other reason than to let people know if that's happening to you, it's normal. Don't it's not necessarily because you don't have what it takes, because when out here in this industry, a lot of it is just statistics. Like at some point, because I do have the skill set and the talent to do it, it was a numbers game. It just, I had to wait my turn. That's another thing. People don't want to wait their turn. They think because they talented and because they, people love them, that means somebody's owing them something. Nobody cares. Listen, there are 10 girls younger than me and older than me on both sides that are just as talented, just as attractive, just as whatever. So it's not about that. At some point, it's not about that. It's about you staying in the game and you working your craft, staying in class. I still go to my voice teacher. I haven't been in a while. I hope she's not watching. But I still go to voice class. I get with my friends that are like actors down, and I work scenes with them. I work my audition sides with them. Yeah. We're always working. It's not, I'm talented, so I deserve to be in this spot. No, you don't. Yeah. It'd be nice. Well, but you don't. Nobody owes it to you.
Right, and I should share this to you very candid while the viewers are watching. I called myself I was in college in Kentucky State. I booked me I went to audition for a play called A Mother's Prayer. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you used to watch plays BET on Sunday afternoons.
Yes.
A bunch of plays would come on. So there was a play called A Mother's Prayer. I went to audition for the background part. Mm-hmm. The director says, read this. So I said, okay. So I read it, got the role as the son, the principal role, right?
Wow.
I traveled with that play for 3 years. Robin Gibbon was the mother. She only did one show with me, of course, because of contract. And then Johnny Gill was in it, Shirley Murdoch. And then here I come, a part of the traveling production play. So it was 3 years after that, Angela. I moved to Atlanta here. I was like, I've been in the BET play for 3 years. I was like, when I go up in this audition, listen, they should do you see this? I was traveling for 3 years. It went to my head.
Yeah.
Nobody told me, like, when they would tell me, no, you need to do some more, I was just like, no, I just got off of BT traveling with, so it really happens. Like, that mindset sinks in, and it can really deter you from working hard. It can deter you for the labor that you have to continue to put in,
Yep.
I think that's amazing. I think that's really amazing that you have not, that you have not lost, that in you, even though you're at this point, you still go to your vocal coach. You still are working scenes with your friends. I think that's amazing. Amazing.
And I want to say, people always say, oh, well, how did you just always been in and you would always do. No, there were moments. My close folks that, I confide in and I reach to for prayer and for support. They have heard my mouth say, oh, no, forget this. Yeah. I'm leaving New York. This is too much. I'm getting too old for this. Am I doing the right thing? Like, I'm out here, and I'm getting this close to stuff and then getting it snatched and then this close, this snatched, and and it just, I'm thankful for people who did not let me give into the moment of feeling discouraged, because it happens
of defeat, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with feeling how you feel. You can have that moment, but then you gotta dust yourself off. I mean, still to this day, like, I go on for stuff, auditions, and I feel prepared, and then I go in there and just something about the energy in the room, or it was only supposed to be the casting associate and somebody else, and I walk in, it's the whole team. Then my nerves are like shot. Or I prepare all this material that they sent, and then they only ask for half a song and don't want none of the sides. But I've been up all night long for 3 days learning a pack of material.
Right.
You can't let that stuff shake you. We're human. We're not robots. But after a while, if you just go in, a good friend said to me, don't go in like asking for a job. Just go in sharing who you are. Yeah. That's it.
That's good.
So be the best person you are, not what you think this character on this paper is supposed to sound like, and you find you in the material that you're being looked at for.
That's a good note. Guys who are coming in, we are with my girl,
Hey,
Angela.
everybody.
She is a singer. She's a Broadway. We're getting ready to talk about her Broadway when she was on Color Purple. She probably still appears on that. And then we're going to get into the movie that she just got through filming, the biopic for the Clark sisters. That's Jackie. That's my heart. Auntie Denise. That's Dorinda, my other heart. That's Twinkie. That's Karen. You guys, they are the Clark sisters coming up to the new millennium, and we're getting ready to talk about that. But let's talk about Color Purple. When you got the notification or notified that you got the role of Color Purple, what happened? And tell us a little bit about that experience. Now, this is Color Purple. Now, wait a minute, guys. This is just not Color Purple in St. Louis. No shade. Color Purple in the local theater. She was cast as, what role for?
I was a swing, and I'll explain what that is.
Okay, yes, go ahead.
So yeah, that process was fast and furious. They needed a swing, and a swing is basically an understudy, but you cover multiple people as opposed to one.
Got it.
So I was a swing covering all three of the church ladies, and for those people,
and they sing. Y'all sing.
Yeah,
if you have ever.
Harmony, they're funny, they're sassy.
Yes, they are.
And they sing,
They sing.
Which is right up my alley. I'm thinking, God, this is the perfect show. This is the perfect job. Like, because I was working on another show. I was doing some band things. So I really did need something that wasn't so tied down, you know, and this would have been perfect. So I'm thinking, Lord, this is the best possible situation. And it was they reached out to agents, called in a group of girls, and I'm in there like, I'm literally in there with girls that I've seen on Broadway the whole time I've lived in New York. And I'm thinking,
wow,
there's no way. Like, I start feeling myself get a little down, and I called my coach, and he talked me off the ledge. And I just went in there, I did it. And and then the next morning, I was actually at my acting coach's studio preparing for another audition when I got the call. I actually said, I need a break, I need to go to the restroom. And my agent called and told me, congratulations, you just booked your first Broadway show. And and it just so happened that the week that I booked it, that Sunday was going to be the Tony Awards, which we won for Best Revival of a Musical and Best Lead Actress, my good girlfriend Cynthia Erivo. So it couldn't have happened at a better time. I was at the Tony party, and I'm like, I hadn't been to one day of rehearsal, and I'm jumping around. But that experience was unlike any that I still, when I think about the very first time I went on, and like I heard some 60-something people had bought tickets to come see me in that, and it was the cast it gave me goosebumps talking about it again. The cast was just so supportive, and they were all my friends. I've been knowing half of them for years, so they were excited for me because they knew how much this meant. And so I was with the show from June of 2016. I played my last couple of shows in like November, because after that, because with my particular job in the show, they contracted me in chunks. So for the summer was crazy. I was there the entire summer, but before that and after that, they just kind of called me when they needed me.
Got it.
But I ended up going on a lot. I was in a lot of shows, and we closed about 2 months later. And then I went out on the national tour later that next year as the church lady who opens the show, and I was an understudy for Sophia. So I just finished a long journey with Color Purple. We closed the show in October, and and I'll never forget it. It's outside of it being my Broadway debut, it's one of the best shows to ever happen to Broadway twice.
Yes.
And, to be a part of the telling of that story and to share it with Broadway audiences and the U.S. was like unreal. I'll never forget it.
I recommend you guys who are watching and who will watch, of course, you're watching Real Talk with your boy Noland Pruitt. Go see Color Purple. Go see the Broadway production of Color Purple. Even if they did a local thing of it here in Atlanta. I was still.
I heard about that one. I heard it was amazing. Pace.
Blown away.
One of the Pace sisters.
Latrice was in it. She was silly. Blown away. Lawrence Flowers, of course, Lamont Hill, some other people. But to say, I haven't seen Angela in the New York production of it, but I've heard her live. I mean, let me share this quick story. We used to go, I had to share it because it's my show and I have to share this. So we used to go, and we used to, let me tell you something, Angela, we used to hate it too. We used to be like, because when we singers, you know how singers are, and y'all the old heads, we be like, oh, look at them. Because the old heads were mean. The old heads were kind of mean to us, y'all. We ain't going to tell too much. There's a little mean to us. But anyway, make a long story short, we would get to New York. Doc would always call Angela, no matter what year it was, my whole time in college. He would call Angela to sing Precious Lord. The whole, we would stop eating. Everybody would just stop. And then I cannot take it away from this woman. She would slay every time. Let me say this spiritually. Does that song resonate with you? Or was that just something that Doc just gave you? And does that song resonate even today? Does that song still resonate with you, Precious Lord?
Oh, yes. Because originally, through my whole time in choir, I didn't sing that. Like, that was a tenor solo, you know. I think at the very end, something happened, and the person who led it wasn't there or something, and I filled in, and, you know, and I sang it the way I sang. You know, I didn't do it how everybody else does it. And over the years of singing that, it just, a classic song like that I've, you know, we've all grown up listening to, singing it with the backdrop of that choral sound behind it, and really singing from a place of knowing what those words mean, and that prayer and that calling to God for that, it took on a whole nother thing for me. So I don't think I could ever sing it again and not feel what I feel, what I have felt when I've sang it.
Yeah. So now we are moving into the Lifetime production. She has been cast. Yay! Of course, I've had a privilege of singing on Auntie Dorinda Clarko's show, and then also meeting Aunt Jackie.
I love her so much.
Yes, Aunt Jackie,
I don't
and
think
they
I'm
were.
Say that I have a favorite.
You say you do have a favorite? What'd you say?
I don't think I'm supposed to say that I have a favorite, Clark sister.
It's my show. You're safe. In any hate mail, you send it to me. Okay?
Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
But no, you're fine. No, so she has been cast as the sassy, the loving Jackie Chisholm. And so tell me that whole process. Of course, Dr. Holly Carter is one of the producers. Lady Karen Clark Sheard, I believe, is a producer on it. But you have listened, guys, to the producers who believe in this movie and getting these giant story out. We have Mary J. Blige, I believe. We have Queen Latifah, and I think it was someone else. Am I missing one?
Missy Elliott.
And Missy Elliott. Thank you so much. So tell us that whole process, y'all. We are looking at like what's it called? Oscars. We're speaking all this into her life, and she stopped by on Real Talk, because she'll be back, because we're gonna be on a bigger platform, amen. But she'll be back. But tell us about that experience for you.
Oh man, it's still very fresh, you know. So I can't help but to just smile about it, because
smile, girl. Go on, smile.
It was honestly, like, if you had told me when I was whatever age, when I really started getting into the Clarksons, I was probably 11 or 12, 13, something like that. If you had told me then, one day when you're a grown-up, you're going to play one of them in a movie about their life, I would never believe it in a million years. So to be a part of this project and have gone through this process, and to have gotten to know their story in a much more intimate way has just been, like, it's hard. I don't really have a lot of words to really express how I feel about it, other than I'm just so grateful and in awe that, you know, I was chosen to be a part of this story, and even more so to tell Miss Jackie's story, and to bring her story to life, because, you know, we can be real here, because the movie's gonna get real.
Yeah,
you know?
it's real talk.
Yeah, Jackie, you know, a lot of people don't know a whole lot about Jackie, because, you know, in the church world, not just in a singing group like that, but in church world, everybody knows the lead singers. Like that's who, nobody really pays attention to the anchors, the people who,
That's
the
right.
Kirk Carr singers who, the ones that don't lead nothing. That's the anchors. That's, holding it down. That, they wouldn't have a foundation to sing in front of if people like Jackie weren't there.
That's right.
So it was really cool to be able to talk with her at length in a real like transparent way, and hear her perspective about their careers, their relationship with their mom, her relationship with her mom, and how life has unfolded for her, and the paths that she has taken alongside her journey with her sisters, and
Right.
it's fascinating. And so but as far as the process, auditions, I read for a few of the sisters actually, which is very common in a situation like that, because if they like your work, sometimes they want to just kind of see, where do you fit, let's kind of
Exactly.
piece the puzzle together. So ultimately they landed on me playing Miss Jackie Clark, and got the script, read it, and was just like, wow, like I'm learning so much about their story and their family, and Dr. Maddie.
Yeah.
And so, to get into the trenches with it and rehearse with our awesome director, Christine Swanson, and work with the other actors and singers that are in the movie, it just really was an amazing growing situation for me as an actor, because as you all, I don't want to say too much, but you'll see a lot more of scene work and
Yeah.
less singing from me, because it wouldn't be true to form to have Jackie doing a whole lot of singing, but y'all
Right.
hear from Miss Jackie. But it was really nice to like delve into who she is as a person, and how her career and the career of her and her sisters have affected her, how
Yeah.
it's grown her, how it's developed her, how it's changed her, how it's made her feel, and I got to explore all of that. And so I'm praying that everybody enjoys my take on her, and including her. And I think
Right.
it's going to be exciting to see their stories, not just Jackie, but the
All of
stories
them.
and camaraderie amongst the sisters, both what you see on the screen and how we developed and how we were back, and as we developed as we shot the scenes, and we moved through it. It was a really cool, good time. We laughed a lot. Probably got on people's nerves and the crew's nerves a lot with the laughter and the fun, but that's how we do. When sisters get together, that's how we do.
How was it working? I have two questions. So how was, and guys, listen, we're getting ready to let her go. This is a movie star. We speak into her life. She's gonna always call me to cover her parties and do the media. So we speak that. But if you guys have any questions, we're getting ready to go. Thank y'all for rocking with us. I hope you're inspired by something that she's saying. This woman has worked for years and now has a movie coming out on Lifetime. That I don't care what devil says. That God, to speak about that is God is just amazing at what he does. And to keep her going in this, he's amazing at that as well. But I have two questions. And guys, if you have any questions for her, please let me know. Write it down there. Of course, you're watching Real Talk with your boy Noland Pruitt. Two questions. What do you know about Miss Jackie now that you didn't know before? And it could be real as you want to be, because this is Real Talk, or it can just be something surface. But what do you know about her now that you did not really know back then, especially coming from Detroit?
I think the biggest thing that I learned, but it was more about her mom than her, through her, was how loving and how much Maddie really, really believed in the gift and the calling that was on her daughter's lives.
Wow.
Jackie, I can't speak for the other sisters because I didn't talk to them.
Yeah.
But Jackie truly is about ministry. What was, is, and always will be. And that was something that really meant a lot to her. And I don't think that I knew how much her relationship with her mom influenced that, because she was kind of like, a lot of people see Twinkie as like Maddie's right hand, and she was in a musical sense, but in the life and the family thing, it was Jackie.
Yeah.
And from what I'm understanding and the talks I've had, and that really developed and shaped her relationship with the Lord and her love for ministry and the Church of God in Christ. And I don't know that I fully understood that because I really only had seen her in the light of the group and being,
Right.
you know, part of this, all the different versions of the group. Jackie was always the mainstay, you know, she was always the anchor. And I think that was like probably the coolest thing that I learned about her.
Was two more questions. I promise I'm done because I could talk to you all night. But we gotta go. We gotta go. Was it hard for, and of course the young lady that played Denise, of course she's been on being Mary Jane. What's your sister's name?
Raven Goodwin, that
Raven
sweet girl.
Goodwin. I love her. I love her. Was it?
Yeah.
How was the process for her not being? I don't know. Was Denise involved? How was that process? Because each of you had somebody to actually mirror and talk to. How was the process that for her?
Well, of course, this is just my perspective from
right. Exactly.
You know, the chats we've had and the time we spent. Raven is a lot of people don't realize, like, she's been in the game a long time. She was a child actor. She's been working since she was like 6 or something like that.
Wow.
So she already has an approach to acting that is just brilliant because she's not new to this. This is what she does. And so she definitely, you know, had the least amount of information to develop her character. But I know that one thing I can say is that Raven, she endeavored and to me nailed finding the humanity in Denise, regardless as to what we've heard, what we think, rumors we made that may be circulating around. And I ain't gonna speak on none of it because I, you know, that ain't my business, you know.
My ministry.
It ain't my ministry. I talk what I know. I can't talk about what else going on. But
I know that's right.
Her point, but from Raven's point in her portrayal was to find the humanity and that there was a why for everything.
Right.
She wasn't just a crazy, wild, rebellious spirit. This was rooted in something. And this was rooted in something that it exists in all of them and all of us. But she just expressed it a different way. But yeah, she had a yeoman's job because she did not, you know, have the type of access that, you know, others of us had.
Yeah. So now you're working with Donald Lawrence. You're working with Kiera Shear. You're working with Christina Bale. And the young lady that played Dorinda, her name was
Shalea.
The experience with Donald Lawrence, the experience in the studio. There is 2 videos, guys. Y'all have to go on social media. They are ripping to shreds. What's the song? Name it. Listen, ripping to shreds. I'm like, did they go find singers or did they go find actors? But tell me the experience, because Donald Lawrence has a way, of course. My experience, I sang with Ricky Dillard, but Donald Lawrence in his craft has a way of bringing out nuances, just like Doc did. You know, has a way. So tell me a little bit about experience of working with all those people, and then I'll let you go. I could talk to you all day, but we're excited. The movie's coming out the top of next year. It's been said the top of next year. Keep following Miss Angela. She's gonna give her social media contacts, but follow her. She is really. There was a movie that came out a long time ago about the Jacksons, and it was called what's it called? American something or whatever.
American Dream,
Yes, Angela is truly an American dream. She's from the Midwest, like I am, and to see her now, I mean, from my heart to your heart, Angela, I'm so proud of you. I know this book would not be out, and I pray one day we could be in a movie, a good scene together. Okay, but tell us. Let's close out on that experience of working with all those great people. And did you ever see? Now you on Real Talk? I gotta be a little nosy. Did you ever see Mary or Queen? Did they ever write into you guys? How did that happen?
So first, start from the beginning. What you asked me.
Okay.
Donald Lawrence. I mean, we all know, like, he's the maestro. He's the man.
Right.
But you know, I never worked with them. I didn't know. I just did not know. And I was just in awe of him. Well, first of all, I hope he doesn't get mad if I share this. I don't think he would, but I don't think a lot of people know that Donald Lawrence got his degree in musical theater from the Conservatory at University of Cincinnati.
Wow.
He has a huge passion and skill set in musical theater and Broadway.
Wow.
And when he told me that from his own mouth. And I said, oh, well, that makes all the sense in the world. Because your music and the way you craft your albums is so like cinematic. You can visualize what lay out this story in his songs. But beside that, he is truly a master technician. He knows that Clark Sister sound like he knows his name. And he knew exactly what to say, how to say it to get what he needed and quick. It was not a long drawn out process. We got in the studio and Donald just worked his magic. I could go on and on, but I literally felt like, wow, I'm getting a free masterclass every time. Actually, I'm getting paid to be here.
Right, you get paid.
To learn from the master on how to make gospel music storytelling.
Yeah.
It's not just opening your mouth and just blah, you know.
Right.
Even though this short time that we worked with him, he literally painted a picture with our voices. Wow. He taught us. He technically went in and created a sound with four voices that were not theirs, but he somehow made those voices not sound like a imitation, but he took the qualities of the Clark sisters and took what we brought to the table and melded them together and created. Y'all not ready. Y'all only heard a little bit. Y'all not ready for the songs that are coming at y'all. Y'all not. I said, we kept saying to each other, people are not going to believe us. They're going to think that maybe we are singing, but so are they.
It's pre-recorded.
I'm going to tell you
by
from one
of people.
5 horses' mouth. There are no Clark sisters previously recorded, currently recorded vocals on anything that you will hear with our faces on it. It is 100% Kiara, Raven, Shalea, Christina, and me. So everybody
heard it here.
That. And that all we attest to. God's gifts in us and the master, Donald Lawrence.
Amazing. Listen, I've talked to her. We've got to know who she is. This would not be her last time on the show, right?
Right.
So we just want to let her go. But we, of course, Angela, all your people are sending you love. Troy Colbert is on here. There's been
Troy.
Charlotte. I mean, people have been writing you in. Let's continue to push her. Let's continue to love on her. Anything you want to say in closing? Of course, follow her. Your Facebook name is.
So please, I just revamped my website. Shout out to Philip Bolton, who did an amazing job revamping my website. So there you can literally find everything. Videos, updates, where I'll be singing next. If you're ever in the New York area, you can always check my website to see where I'm going to be. And if it's not a private event, come through. My website is easy. It's
I'm going to still come if it's a private event. I'm going to still come. Keep going. I'm sorry, Angela. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. But my Instagram is my name. So if you just put Angela Birchett, you'll find me. But yeah, you can find me there. And in New York, we used to do it every week, but now we're going to be doing it once a month. So April 8th at the Green Room 42 in the Yotel Hotel in the beautiful Times Square, we'll be doing Lights Out on Broadway, where I host along with the B-Side Band. And it's a good time. It's like church. We have church right in the middle of Times Square. We don't care.
Come on.
So if you're in New York or you may be planning a trip, stay a couple days later or come a couple days early. Meet us on April 8th at the Green Room 42 on 42nd Street in New York City. And I'll be there singing with the band and some other special guests.
If you have not heard her sing, I don't know what you're doing. Go hear her sing. New York, show up. Show her some love. You'll see her more. This is my sister. I love you. Eyes truly have not seen, nor ears have heard all the good things that God has in store for you, okay? You keep on going, and you stay in contact with me, please.
I
Y'all heard
will.
it here on
Thank
Real
you for
Talk.
having me tonight. I appreciate
No problem. It's my pleasure. We got to love on one another. Y'all stay encouraged. Until next time, you're watching Real Talk with your boy, Noland Pruitt. We're out of here. Wave them bye, Angela.
Bye, everybody. Have a great night.
See y'all later. Bye-bye.